Hey everyone, my name is Counselor Liz, and I am a counselor at Monterey Peninsula College. I help create informational podcasts for TECO to support students along their educational journey. In today's podcast, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, where I went to college, and my most valuable tip for college survival. So I want to start with telling you about my educational journey and how I went from being a straight A student to basically a college dropout. So throughout my K through 12 experience, I was a really hardworking student. My parents did not go to college, besides my mom going to community college for a short time. They didn't have that university experience though. So throughout K through 12, I really bought into the idea that going to the university, going to college was a must. And the way to get there was to work really, really hard, get straight A's so that you get into the best university. But what I found when I got to high school in my senior years, I didn't really, as a first generation college student, I really didn't understand the college culture. I had done what I needed to. I worked super hard. I was the salutatorian of my graduating class. But then when it came for college applications, I was a little bit in a dilemma. My dream school was UCLA. I applied and I got in. But at the same time, I had also gotten a pretty big scholarship, basically a full ride, to go to another university. And at that time, my family was really just being supported by my mom. She was basically playing the role of a single parent. So turning down a scholarship, a full ride scholarship for a college that I didn't really want to go to was tough because I knew that my mom, needed that financial support. So I turned down the offer for UCLA and I went to the other university, but quickly found that I wasn't happy there. Throughout high school, I was never really informed about what goes into choosing the college that's right for you and what things are going to be like once you're in college. I just was so focused on getting A's in high school that what happened after high school never really came to mind, and I didn't have anyone to tell me about that. So in my first semester in college, I was having a really hard time. Yes, I was doing well academically, but I really wasn't happy with the environment that I was in. And I really wasn't happy with the fact that I had made a decision that didn't feel right to me. So on a weekend visit back home, after talking to my mom, she supported me and let me know that it was okay if I didn't want to go to that school. So basically what that ended up turning into was me dropping out of my first semester of college. I left that university. It was mid-semester, so it was too late to start anywhere else. So I basically had a few months where I was just at home. I was a college dropout essentially, and that's kind of what it made me feel like. Even though I left an environment that I didn't want to be in, I still felt a little bit of a sense of failure because I didn't get through that first semester. Luckily, though, I had my community college nearby that I was able to enroll in the following semester, which would have been the second semester of my first year in college. And through attending that college, Hartnell College, I was able to get my transfer requirements done in a year and a half. Luckily, I worked really hard to get that done and had some AP credit from high school that helped me get those transfer requirements done so quickly. And ultimately, I did go to UCLA, which was my dream school. Also, through Hartnell, I was so blessed and fortunate to have received two pretty big scholarships that actually outweighed the scholarship that I had gotten from high school for the other school. So I was really happy that that worked out. I went on to transfer to UCLA, where I earned my bachelor's degree in psychology. After graduating from there, I came back home. I always knew that I wanted to come back to my community, be close to family, and contribute to the area that I grew up in. And when I came back, I started working in education. I spent some time at a local high school working in special education while I was applying to graduate school. For graduate school, I went to San Jose State University, where I earned my master's degree in educational counseling. While I was working on that master's degree, I actually started working at Hartnell College, so it all kind of came full circle. The place that was there to pick me up when I thought that I had failed in my educational journey was actually where I ended up starting my professional career in the community college system. Through there, once I finished graduate school, I was able to take on a role as a counselor, and shortly after that, I transitioned over to Monterey Peninsula College, where I got a full-time position and where I am now. And at Monterey Peninsula College, I focus a lot on our career education students. I work in general counseling, so I do see all students, but have a special focus in career education as well as some of our life science programs. So I love what I do. I love supporting students. I love talking one-on-one with them. My most valuable tip for a student would be to advocate for yourself, utilize all the resources you can, and to remember that there's always a way. Things may not work out the way that we think it's supposed to, but there's always another path and there's always a way. So keep that in mind. Make sure you check out Deco Tips for more content like this. We've got everything from inside tips from counselors to stories from students just like you about how they succeeded in college. Again, I'm Counselor Liz, and thanks for listening to this podcast. Keep studying hard, and we'll see you at the finish line.